If the brows don't fit, you must acquit. At least that's what some people are saying. Mike Hansen, Texas dad lawyer, former prosecutor in the state of Texas, and currently a defense attorney. And I have reviewed many of your comments on my viral post that asked you to compare the images that were released from the New York Police Department to those that are associated with Luigi and discern whether they are the same person. And I would say about 90% of y'all here on this app have said they do not match. And this was one of the most compelling pieces of media that I have seen put out by a commenter. Now, one of the questions that I have for y'all now is whether Luigi is truly getting the benefit of the presumption of innocence. When we see the press releasing photos like this, where he looks angry, compared to other photos that I'm about to show you, can we truly say that Luigi's being painted as somebody who's presumed innocent? And the New York Police Department, at least the commissioner, continues to release information about the investigation, at least what he says, a fingerprint on a water bottle that matches that of Luigi's. They're saying they have DNA evidence of Luigi. They're saying the shell casings match a weapon that was found on Luigi, or coming from a weapon that would have been fired that was found on Luigi. And the question that I have, and something that his defense attorney pointed out, is whether he's actually enjoying that presumption that all of us receive as individuals in the United States, the presumption of innocence, with all the coverage and the release of this information that would be considered pertinent information. What I love that his defense attorney is doing is letting the whole world know that just because something is said to exist doesn't mean that it's admissible in court, and that he's going to challenge the forensic results of any evidence that's being put out into the public with his own experts, and that he's going to challenge and see whether it's actually admissible in court. And that's a real question. You know, the media continues to release information based on what's released from the police department, and it's rather discouraging for those who are on the defense side for Luigi to have to deal with that, because it taints the jury pool. It makes them think that there's certain evidence or information that really might not be admissible in court. And while I'm all for transparency, I do believe that some of that forensic evidence and some of the details, and whether this evidence was collected correctly, whether it was processed correctly, whether there's any issues with it, and whether it would actually come in as evidence against Luigi, should perhaps remain under wraps until he actually has a trial so he can enjoy the presumption of innocence. Now, I take you back to the photographs that were a big controversy on a post that I made earlier, and that's whether these photographs in fact identify Luigi or whether it could be someone else. And one of the things that I did want to point out is that top left photograph that we know is of Luigi at the McDonald's enjoying his hash brown is very intriguing to me, because out of the 200 or so tips that came in the form of a possible identification of the suspect, out of the facts that his family likely saw the photographs, his classmates likely saw the photographs, nobody else was able to leave a tip and identify Luigi as a suspect. But some random McDonald's worker was able to see him very briefly when he removed his mask and tie him to these photographs.